For every commodity, if the price is zero, then the demand is large. If the price is too high, then the demand is zero. For all the other prices, the demand is somewhere in between. So the demand curve looks like this. The revenue is price times demand. When the price is zero, regardless of demand, the revenue will be zero. And a high price times zero demand is also zero. So the revenue for any commodity looks like this. So for every commodity, there's a maximum price, a maximum demand, and a maximum revenue that can be collected for the sale of a commodity. Looking at this from another point of view, since suppliers always try to produce exactly enough to satisfy the demand, we can view revenue as a function of amount produced. When nothing is produced, the revenue is zero. This would correspond to a price of zero. When the maximum price is reached, there is no demand, and so there is no need to produce anything. The revenue is again zero. Between these extremes are the possible revenues corresponding to prices that are more or less acceptable to buyers and sellers. Because of the law of increasing marginal cost, we know that the cost curve for any firm eventually climbs at an increasing rate. Viewing the revenue and cost curves on the same graph, we see that there is a point where the profit, the difference between revenue and cost, is a maximum. Our textbook argues that the price is greater than marginal revenue, and they argue that this is somehow bad. This is false doctrine. As we shall see, it is to the advantage of society and the monopolist for the monopolist to attempt to earn a maximum profit. The revenue is a measure of the joy that the community receives by consuming the product. The cost represents what the community is willing to give up so that the product will be available. We want the difference to be a maximum so that the community gets maximum joy while using up a minimum of land, labor, and capital. If the revenue peaks at about the time when the marginal cost starts to climb, then there is room for only one firm and a monopoly will develop. If the revenue peaks long after the time when marginal cost starts to climb, then there is room for many suppliers and you will have perfect competition. In between, you will have oligopoly or monopolistic competition. Of course, perfect competitors always try to differentiate their products so that they can move to monopolistic competition, or better yet, to monopoly.